Hi, happy Thursday. Tonight's guest is Julie Spina, who's an actor, director, and producer, and a lot of other cool things. Just wait for her to come on. I don't like this line. Let me see what I can do. That's the best one. Yeah, so I have here, oh my God, Rodriguez Lopez. I have to call you maybe tomorrow or after this. Call me. I miss you. Hope you're well. Hope everyone's well. You know, the questions ask, you can ask in the comments or a question feature. And, yeah, how are you? How are you, my lady? Welcome. Yes. Okay. I know we have to catch up. I miss you. Cheers, everyone. I know that SVU's 500th episode is tonight. That's pretty damn awesome. Congrats, Mariska. And I see you, Julie. I see you. I'm coming to get you. Tricks. Julie in the Matrix.
Hello.
Wow.
Cheers to you, Christina.
Cheers, Julie.
Rolls.
Should I call you Lady Julie?
Yes.
I should, right?
I mean, ever since I've acquired my ladyship, I've decided I need to set a certain set of standards and rules. When I enter a room, I must be announced, obviously. So if anybody needs a job.
Yeah, who was supposed to do that last week? Someone was supposed to do that for you.
Oh God, who was it?
Someone fun, I forget.
It wasn't you. I mean, you're fun.
No, some guy we were on set with, and he was like, every time you go in the room, I'll announce you.
Was it somebody that we knew already, or was it somebody we had met that day?
It was someone we knew already.
One of our background friends.
Yeah, we have a lot of them, I know. We're so popular.
It's so popular.
Oh, Jonathan Culver. He's one of our entertainment friends.
Jonathan.
Hi. Welcome.
I think Jonathan and I worked on, oh God, Jonathan, if you remember, remind me, but I think it was SVU. There was definitely a church involved. But isn't
Him and I were like dating in a 70s show years and years ago.
Oh, really?
Who knows? But how you doing, girl? I mean, it's been so long.
I know, right? An entire 24 hours has passed. If that.
Actually, 24 now. I think 8 o'clock was when we
Mazel tov.
L'chaim.
This is suddenly becoming a very Jewish show.
Listen, I love it. We don't have enough Hasidic vibes in this joint.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, you were the one who was saying that you loved Curb Your Enthusiasm, so I will channel my best
Larry
David.
Listen.
With my hands.
Listen, you're lucky you're on this show. You better watch that show immediately.
I'm sorry. For somebody who calls herself an actress, I am really bad. I don't watch a lot of TV.
But you read things, right? So
I read and I know things.
So if you probably read plays, I'm assuming. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good assumption. Plays, self-help books, the full gamut of things.
Oh, I just read self-help.
Oh yes, so Jonathan has confirmed. It was definitely some flavor of Law and Order.
Oh, I know. Now there's so many branches. It's wild.
I don't know. I kind of like that as a title of either a show or somebody's autobiography, some flavor of Law and Order. Band name.
Band name SFOLAO.
That would be the name of the album.
You'll be like, what?
What are
So
these people
what did
talking
we
about?
meet on? What project was this?
We met on Partner Track.
Like, not far from now, but we have a lot of fun on set together.
We do. I always have fun on set. It's work, so you've got to have fun.
Well, you have to try.
Exactly. There's all sorts of fun games to play. How much can you steal from Crafty? It's not stealing, it's grocery shopping.
Well, it's technically provided, right? So it's like, how much can you fit in your shoe and or bag?
Yesterday, you were just killing me with those shoes full of granola bars and gummies. Oh my God.
I got more organic, what are they called? Fruit snacks.
Those were delicious. I still regret eating them when I ate them because that was like in the 11th hour or something.
I'm sitting outside with the birds.
It was so peaceful. So to all our audiences out there, we really need to have a full-on discussion about the variety of holding locations that you can encounter on film sets. This one's a particularly special gem at Cinele Studios in beautiful Bumblefuck, Brooklyn. I can swear on this show, right? That's allowed? Oh, fucking great. Yeah, no, we're literally surrounded by sewage water. Well, a moat of sewage water.
A moat of sewage water.
And we are regaled with these scenic views of New York City's skyline in between garbage heaps that are being moved throughout the entirety of the day by, they're not cranes, scrap metal. Garbage, scrap metal, art.
It looks
whatever.
like garbage from afar. But it is cranes, I think. Is that what they're called? Or,
no, what are those things called? It's cranes with a claw at the end. If anybody out there in TV land knows the answers to these questions that we pose, please, by all means.
I know, it's so ironic how like these things are made in such beautiful sets and right outside the wall. It's like this different world.
Exactly. No, like the set that, because we've worked on it a couple times now, and hopefully, knock on wood, we're going to be back on it and doing some projects while we're working. Also to be discussed. We have plans. I would brainstorm more on that scene that we wanted to work on.
Well,
I've also just noticed there's little glittery stars at the top of my screen. Does that beautify me? No.
Really?
I don't know. I have a full confession to make. I basically live under a rock in a cave when it comes to technology. I was a little nervous, not because the talking points, I'm like, all right, I can fill up an hour. Can I handle the technology?
Beep boop, beep boop. No.
It's like a motherfucking spaceship up in here.
I said when I opened you, I said I'm gonna bring you through the matrix. You made it. You made it safe. Congratulations.
I'm a clever girl.
I don't know if you'll be able to exit.
I'll find a way. Just dig my way out.
So,
my friend Daniel just joined. Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. Welcome to the ladies' interview.
Oh, the ladies' room interview.
You have entered the ladies' matrix.
Band name.
The ladies' matrix. Wow, could mean a lot of things. See.
So yes, no, we met on Partner Track. Fun times, surrounded by garbage and a sewage moat.
Yes. When you were young, Juju, did you know you wanted to be surrounded by scrap metal?
Always. It's been my dream since exiting the womb. I don't know. if by surrounded by scrap metal and garbage mode, you mean being an actor.
Entertainment and
Entertainment.
yes.
Um, yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I wasn't one of those people who, when I was 3 years old, I saw a movie and I was like, oh, I need to do this too. But I suppose maybe I was subconsciously. My family members loved to regale me with the tales of when I was 2 or 3 years old. I grew up watching TCM old movies.
Nice.
Greatest inspiration, favorite movies and actors come from that golden age of Hollywood. And I had watched Gentlemen Prefer Blondes at a very young age. And apparently I made it a point to completely memorize Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, choreography and all, at age 3.
Oh
so
my, how cute.
Giving dinner, I'm just standing there like, Julie, do the thing. Like, the French are glad to die for love. Of course. But imagine a 3-year-old doing this. Makes total sense.
They didn't get this on video. God.
No, of course not. This was the early 90s.
Damn.
I know, right? And my family was never big on photographing, videotaping. I have like barely any footage of me as a young'un, so who knows if I ever was one.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, I mean, I was very shy as a little kid unless I was forced not to be. And then I was just like, all right, here I am. But no, I got into this kind of at a young age when, just to regale you with my life history.
Yeah.
So when I was 6 in first grade, there was this wonderful, I mean, she's still working. She still does this. Her name's Deirdre Andrews, and she created this company called the Young Actors Workshop, God, like maybe 40, 50 years ago, something like that. And she's kind of an institution where I come from in San Diego, specifically in La Jolla. And she goes around to all sorts of elementary schools and she stages child productions. And so I was 6 and I was like, I don't want my parents to spend the money on this. But my sister, who was at the time in 5th grade, was like, Julie, this is the last and only time you and I are going to get to be in a production together. Come on, join me. You're going to get a small part because you're one of the little ones. It'll be great. And lo and behold, playing a little pickpocket with 5 lines, 2 of which got cut because some people couldn't remember their cues. I just got bitten by the stage bug, and I did it every year after that. And the love of being on stage, being in front of people, you can relate. It's hypnotic. It's intoxicating.
Yeah. You were 6 when you started stage, you say?
Yeah, I mean, it was just like little kids productions, but I mean, they were
that's how it starts. You have to.
Exactly. And I started with a pretty advanced play. It was Oliver with a new twist. So, minus the domestic abuse and murder, but with 6-year-olds.
Oh, how cute.
I know. The music was great. And then after that, when I entered junior high, I had the pleasure of meeting one of my, still to this day, best friends, Mary. And, we were both kind of weirdos junior high. Like, I don't know you, you don't know me, but we got to know each other. And by mid-year, we were good buddies. And by the end of the year, she was like, well, me and my friend Emily, who's also one of my dearest friends, said, well, last summer we started our own theater company. Would you like to join? And it continues from there. So I was part of the Cranbrook Court Theater Company, performing in garages and cul-de-sacs.
That's amazing.
So, yeah. Oh, and we were super nerds. We were doing like Tom Stoppard at like 12.
That's so
or
cool.
13.
I love that.
Yeah.
So now you're going to make your own theater company. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, I actually tried my hand at it over the pandemic. Initially starting out as the Idle Playthings Theater Company. We, one of my cohorts who was in a theater class with me and was in a couple of plays together with me. The pandemic started. We were all in the throes of depression and, oh, fuck, what are we going to do? And this guy comes up to me. He's like, Julie, do you want to direct As You Like It? Me, never having directed anything before, I was like, you mean live? Sure, why not? That sounds like a great idea while the world is falling down around us. So we threw it together. We auditioned people by word of mouth, and it was great. I directed a socially distanced production of As You Like It with amazing people. Fellow actors, Christine Reisig did the cut of the script, which was great. Like, she took a machete to it, but it made perfect sense. We set it in the not too distant future where mask wearing and social distancing was the norm of society until our young lovers go into the forest and then all bets are off. But so yeah, we did that. And then after that, we kind of rebranded and reformulated ourselves with a slightly new group of people as the Rogue Ensemble Theater Company. We did an October and a Halloween production of Titus Andronicus, which got us in the New York Times. So that was really fun. I know! It was wild. It was wild. It was like one of the best things to do on Halloween this year. I mean, granted, we were also one of the only things on Halloween to do last year. But it was such a blast, and we got the most amazing audiences. You know, come rain, come snow. Well, we didn't have snow; it was October. But rats, you know, it was all outdoors.
Yeah.
And then we continued into this summer. We did 2 productions: Much Ado About Nothing,
Nice.
and down at Riverside Park, and Romeo and Juliet, which really brought everything into the next level. But I was very hands off of that, and it was kind of Romeo and Juliet was done at House of the Redeemer on the Upper East Side, and the director of that was then approached by the executive director of the House of the Redeemer, and they're now preparing a production of Hamlet coming up.
So you were directing and producing these projects, or?
Yes. I had never directed anything. Well, I directed like short little things before, but it was great. Yes, Daniel, you were in Much Ado About Nothing as Don Pedro, and you were a fabulous Don Pedro.
Brava, Daniel.
Yeah, but no, I was directing, I was producing, I was acting. It was many hats, stretched a little too thin. It was definitely a learning experience. But it was fun. It was great. So, and I learned so much, and I met so many amazing people doing that.
Yeah, no, I mean, how many people did you end up working with? Tons, right?
You know, we kept it really tight knit. Like, As You Like It, it was, including me, a cast of 10. We didn't hire any crew. It was a very minimalist performance. Like, all the set pieces, all the props, it was basically glorified busking. We had our bags. We put whatever little costume pieces and props we had in our bags. We'd scope out a place, and we'd know, like, you know, a little bit before, okay, this is where we're performing today, because we would travel around to different places. The other shows we planted ourselves in set places, but the first one, it was like, we've got to kind of have this be a traveling troupe, because we were inspired by Shakespeare and plague times. You got to travel, got to get to the people. Yeah,
especially during the plague, right?
Exactly.
That's so awesome. That sounds like a great experience. I love that.
It was. I mean, my main takeaway from it, I mean, I have since decided, you know what, I need to focus on the acting career more than anything else, because it was just, it was a lot. Not that I regret it. It was unbelievable. And I learned
resources.
The resources, just learning how to draft up and send out press releases and do fundraising, and just all the admin and heavy lifting that goes behind producing theater. And it's definitely something that I want to venture into on a more professional level in maybe a more established company. So
I know that I went to Theater for the New City. Have you been there?
Oh, yes, that's where I performed one of my pieces. I think it was the last show I did before the pandemic. I performed there.
Yeah, and Crystal is so open to bringing in new things, you know. So if you ever need like a home to play in, I think it's a good place, you know.
Yeah, what's the deal? It's like the cabaret space, it's free to use. Is that the case, or is it like
Oh,
it's free to...
I'm not sure specifics, but I know that there's 1,000 things there because she's so connected, you know.
Yeah, no. I mean, they have a lot going on there all the time. It's a little, that place, I will admit, it's a little crazy.
It is a little.
You go downstairs and they've got like Halloween decorations year round. I remember when I went in for the first audition for the thing I did, I was like, where am I? Am I going to be murdered here?
Yeah, it's weird. It is weird energy down there.
Yeah, it is.
It's
But
fun.
yeah, I think, isn't it the deal like you can put a show up on the cabaret space, and if you sell out, then you can upgrade to one of the bigger theaters. I think somebody told me that was what it was.
Oh, I don't know. I know a bunch of people there I could ask. But that's later. We'll talk about that later.
Exactly. We'll
You're
talk
from,
about that later.
we'll talk about it later. You're from San Diego, is this true?
Born and raised.
Beautiful place, huh?
As I tell everybody, it's paradise with a lobotomy.
No.
You've been to San Diego?
I did. I've been to San Marcos. I think that's as close as I got. Is that close to there?
San Marcos, it's basically part of San Diego, but it's like east. I'm talking about by the beach, you know, La Jolla, Pacific Beach, and all that. Del Mar, right?
Oh,
Not
excuse.
dissing my hometown. I love my hometown. I'm very excited for the next time I'm going to go back there. So
And when did you move? You're in New York now, right?
I am in New York now.
And
Shall
when
we
did you,
continue the life story?
yeah, whatever. You just speak to me, darling.
When I was a child. Yeah, so picking up from Cranbrook Court. So I did that every summer with my friends for the entirety of junior high and high school, and even afterwards. But high school ended. My friends drifted off to the four winds of college. I stuck around in San Diego, just kind of drifting at community college for a couple of years, uninspired, not knowing what to do, which was fun, you know. It was also a learning experience. Until one day, a friend of mine said to me, Julie, I want to go to New York for vacation to see a game at Yankee Stadium before they tear it down, the old Yankee Stadium, before they tear it down to make way for the new one. Do you want to come to New York? Okay, sure. So I buy a one-way ticket, I pack my bag, and I don't look back. So I was 20 years old when I did that. So yes, you could say, as I tell everybody, and everybody laughs at this, but it really is the truth. Why did you leave San Diego and come to New York? Was it for theater? No, it was for boredom. Best decision I ever made, though. Oh my God, I love this city. And I came here, I stayed with a friend of a parent of a friend for a week, and then I started hitting the ground running, or a couple weeks, I think, and then I started hitting the ground running, leaving my fate up to the Craigslist gods, because my initial plan was to use New York City as a landing pad. And I had friends up in Boston, like up in school there, and I had family there. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just venture up to Boston and try and make my fortune there. But while I was here, I was like, oh, this place is kind of cool. This could work. So again, I left my fates up to the Craigslist gods. It was like, okay, whichever home I'm going to get at the best price, potentially fully furnished, in whichever city is where I'm going to stay. And lo and behold, I am still in the same apartment today. Yes! I
Wow.
know! It's like a Yeti sighting.
What part of town are you in?
I'm up in Washington Heights.
You like it there?
I do. It's like one of the last hoods, you know? And it comes and goes, it fluxes. It's like there's sometimes that it's great, you know, everybody knows everybody. Like I say hi to people I've known for years on the street. Ask me if I know Spanish to this day. I languages. With the exception of my experience waiting tables in Times Square when I forced myself to learn thank you and tip not included in about a dozen different languages. Propinas no incluida.
You had to say that?
Well, I mean, I wrote it down on the thing because, I mean, it's Times Square. It's all these tourists who don't know the custom. And back then, the living wage was like $4 an hour for serving.
Oh my God.
Have you ever been a server?
Yeah, but that's why I was very brief, extremely brief.
Yeah, no, it didn't last long for me either. I sucked at it.
Me too. Because I talk too much. You can't, I don't think
We
you could
talked about this.
Yeah.
No, because I would go to all the tables and I'd be like, so tell me your life story.
Exactly.
So you want the penne alla vodka? Great. Where else have you been? And, you know, fun times. But then,
Give me
you
an
know,
hour. Yeah.
Christmas time would roll around and I'd have like a massive turnover and a heart attack while I'm like asking the manager, can you help me with tables 2, 7, and 5? I don't, they need things that I just don't know.
Yeah. It's tough. It's not easy. God bless the servers, really.
Seriously, to everybody listening out there, be kind to your servers. Tip them well.
Tip them well.
Especially nowadays, people become assholes.
I know, it's so strange. And meanwhile, like, you have to give to get. That's just like a given. But did you go to school for acting?
No, not at all. When I came out here, I waited tables for a year. Then where I met my husband.
Where was this? Waiting
This
table?
was my first job. Yeah, no, he was bartending and I was hostessing waiting tables. I still remember our first conversation. I didn't know anything about beer because, you know, I was a 20-year-old prude and I didn't drink. And I was like, can you tell me about Sly Fox? What the fuck is that? So,
What is that, really?
nobody drinks Sly Fox.
I've never heard of it. I don't know.
It's one of those weirdo beer. I don't know.
Oh, there's a lot of those weirdo IPA type situations.
Yeah.
But so you met him, and then things blossomed, and
Yeah, no, we were friends, and we were more than friends, and things blossomed from there. But yeah, no, I met him when I was 20. First job, got an apartment. Things were great. I realized, okay, it's time to get back to work, back to school. So I established residency here, and then I went to the City College of New York. Very easy commute from Washington Heights. I'm a big fan of easy commutes. And it was great. I had a wonderful time. I made wonderful friends. I started out, because when I moved here, I met actors and I decided, oh, I never want to act again. If this is the kind of people I'll be working with, I'm not going to say who. I really don't know them. Chorus people on Broadway.
non-union. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, they were definitely union. I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody. I've met some wonderful union people. I love them.
There's a mixed bag in each realm. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I wasn't sure if I wanted to act when I came here because I had done nothing but that. I was one of those theater nerds in high school who basically lived in the drama room. But yeah, no, I came out here, did all the things, went to school, and my initial thought was, I'm going to be a teacher. That sounds like a marvelous, smart idea. And I began my tenure doing the childhood education degree. Okay, had some wonderful classes, met some wonderful professors, started doing field work and experiencing what the New York education system is actually like. And I realized very quickly, this is not for me.
It's difficult.
Yeah, it is. No, I mean, like, there was one time I was doing field work in a classroom, and like these kids just, not to toot my own horn, but they adored me. And I just remember, God, this teacher was just screaming at them, and the entire curriculum was dedicated to teaching for the standardized tests that they were preparing to take. And I was like, this isn't teaching them jack shit. This is what I'd have to do? No. And I would get into far too much of a martyr hero complex to be able to be an effective teacher. So I know my limitations. But luckily, City College, when you're an education major, they also force you to double major. So I was already kind of most of the way through studying fine art.
Oh.
Yeah. So I spent the rest of my days painting and carving and things.
I want to see this stuff.
Oh, you do? All right. I have some things. Do you give me 10 seconds?
Get it, girl. I would love to. I love art. Da 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 da.
I'm back.
What do you got for me, girl?
All right, let me see. I just grabbed a whole honk of things.
Good.
This is nothing. These actually might not be mine. These might be my roommate.
No.
That's okay. Yeah, no, these are my roommates. So you're just going to see the one thing. This was a painting I did way back when. It's a long one.
Oh, there she is. Wait, go down.
Go down.
Wait, zoom in. Yes. And pull it up. Oh, it's feet. Now I see it.
It's feet reflecting in water.
Wait, and go down now. Let's go down the line, the lineage, the lining. Wow. What kind of paint is it?
Oh, it's oil paint.
I love oil paints. I love that. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. No, I love working in oil. It's been a while since I've done anything, but it's definitely something that, I mean, I've got all the supplies, so.
It's time.
It is time.
Winter comes and you have to stay in more. That's a good time to do it,
Well, actually, so I live in a 3-bedroom. It's me and my husband in one room, and then my roommate in the other room, because, why not? It's New York City, and you got to pay the bills somehow.
Yeah.
But she's also one of my best friends. She's actually a friend from college. And during the pandemic, that was another thing we did. We were like, because we met doing a figure drawing class.
That's cool.
I know, especially cool because it was the last day at the very end of the last class. We were both held back because our professor wanted to videotape us showcasing our sketchbooks.
Wow.
And so we were just sitting there waiting. We had never spoken to each other, never looked at each other. And while we were waiting our turn, we just started chatting about all the nerdy things that we're into, and we clicked like that. And we're, to this day, like bosom buddies, best friends. So, and roommates now.
What's her name? Shout out.
Marielle. Hello, Marielle, if you're out there. Like Ariel, but Marielle. But yeah, we're both very artistic people. So one day over the pandemic, we were like, do you want to do some figure drawing? Sure. Do you want to draw each other? Cool. So I think you can even scroll through my Instagram feed. There's like a photo documenting the fun excursion. So, we drew each other.
Oh, that's so cool.
I know. But then that blossomed into something else, which I'd love to tell audiences about. We were like, wouldn't it be great if we could do this from time to time with other people? And we could just live our best little bohemian lifestyles. So then I decided, well, obviously this needs to become a group and it needs an acronym. So I call us the Labias.
No.
Which stands for Ladies Anachronistically Bohemian Imaginative Arts Society. Labias. Anybody who's interested, just let me know. We get together, we drink wine, eat cheese and things, and we occasionally strip down and model for one another while we draw. And if anybody wants any drawing tips, I'm happy to provide.
Wow.
So,
Bye, Jonathan. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. He's
Oh,
a
bye, Jonathan. Enjoy
uh,
that overnight. Night premiums.
You left just in time. We're starting the Labia show now. No,
So
no,
yeah,
that's
no, that's
really,
amazing.
you know what? That, like, being that vulnerable with people, like even new people, is so amazing. I'm so happy to hear that you're doing that. It's
Oh,
important. We don't do it enough. We put too much focus on the sexual aspect of those things. And we don't just realize, oh, we're not really, we don't need these, right?
yeah, that's the thing. It's also, I think a lot in our industry too, like you're putting yourself out there, you're making yourself vulnerable emotionally when you're performing a scene and stuff, and it's like physically, it's just a body. And when
Right.
you're, I mean, that was the one thing I learned from all the figure drawing classes I took. Like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to be shy about. I mean, it's especially in this country, we hide nudity from children, but will be willing to show them somebody being shot in the head. And that's okay.
Right.
I
That's
mean,
true. And remains and all that shit.
exactly. No, I mean, like the TV shows, especially nowadays, are just not that I have anything against a little violence as long as it perpetuates the plot and like helps the story along. Like
Right, of course.
back when it was good, I loved Game of Thrones like the rest of us. I won't go into
Yeah.
that. I could go on that tear for hours, and we only have,
I love
I
that
don't
character. You do.
know, back in my day.
What's the name? You have to name that character.
I know. You're gonna have to help me. Maybe we can use it for a reel. Um,
I
but no, that's the thing. Like, it's a body. It's nothing but a composition of shapes and values, and that's it. That's it.
Right.
So,
That's cool. Keep the labias going, girl.
oh, always, especially now that winter is coming. I've got to. I've got to. I'm like Marielle and I are even in talks about planning our next one. So let me know if you want
Wow.
to join.
I do. I'm not vulnerable enough, so maybe I could come a few times and get on figure it out. But
Modeling is not mandatory for
oh, good.
anybody. It's as long as you come in with an open mind, a bottle of wine, maybe some cheese and crackers or dried fruits or real fruits or what have you,
Or jewel dates. Yeah.
and a willingness to draw or paint.
I'm
It's about
ready.
being artistic. We don't carve out enough time for ourselves to just be creative for creativity's sake.
No, it's all about hustling, right? And not
Exactly.
it's too much. Um, how do you stay motivated, by the way?
Oh, by kicking myself in the ass. I don't know. It's hard. I mean, I'd love to talk about just how difficult it is to stay motivated, especially in this day and age. Because I don't know about you, Christina. I'm sick and tired of people telling me how they stay positive, they stay busy, they stay motivated. If that's you, good for you.
You
Um,
liar.
you're either a liar or you're on Adderall. Again, good for you.
Oh my
That's the thing. Like in our industry, and I talk to so many people about this, I've made great friends over this conversation. Like, you're going to have your off days and you're going to have your on days. Like today for me, I felt really happy, productive. Like yesterday I was working. So yay. And, meeting people, networking, all that fun stuff. The day after, it's so easy to fall into the trap of I'm not working today. I am worthless.
Right.
Yeah,
For us, it's an everyday battle, right?
it's so easy because especially like you think I have friends who they do the 9 to 5s and they are living these wonderful lives. And they ask you, oh, like, what are you doing? And how are you keeping active? And it's like, yeah, there's going to be times that you are active and you are doing the things and it's great. And it's like a high. And I know, like, I've got some things kind of coming up on the fire, and today was good. I submitted to a bunch of crap, but then there's the other days where you're just like, it's my day off. which actors, we don't have a day off unless we let ourselves have a day off. So again, it's crucial to carve out that time for creativity, recharging your battery, and making yourself be empty and then fill up again with inspiration.
Yeah, and sometimes, and if you don't, you'll be forced to, right? So,
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I think that there's three types of people in this world when it comes to careers. There's the people who just do what they do, hate what they do, don't have time to do anything that they like, and, we don't want to be those people. If you are one of those people, get out while you still can. And then there's the type of people where it's like, this is a wonderful option. You have a certain lifestyle that you want to live. You want to do certain experiences, get certain things, and you have a job that you're not necessarily passionate about, but that job affords you to live that life. Right. Then there's people like us, where we're crazy enough to think, well, I want to make sure that what I do consumes my life so that because I enjoy it so much, even in the worst of times. And so that I feel like I'm never working a day in my life. I get to play make-believe and get paid to do that. How magic is that?
so fortunate.
I know, right? Fortunate, but it's a choice. It's definitely a choice.
Which everything is a choice, but
Everything.
For us, it's more of just showing up. It's obviously when you have lines, you have to prepare the lines, but you enjoy. It's part of building a character. It's fun to do, but between mental and physical and all the other health, spiritual, whatever, that's the part to get you to show up, right? That's the one thing you have to do.
Yeah. Now, as trite as it is, showing up is like 99% or 90, whatever high percentage that they always say that it is. So yeah,
1,000%.
1,000%. A note on motivation. I think staying social, staying connected with people that you enjoy working with, collaborating with, having a connection with people who are in the same boat as you. I have a really good friend I met doing background, my friend Tiffany Blair Miller. Hello, Tiffany out there. She doesn't have Instagram. She can't hear me. She's a delightful human being. But, people like that who can be your champions and you can really rally together and you can say like, well, what did you do today? Oh, I did nothing. Get off your ass and go submit to something. Even if you submit to one thing, even if you do one self-tape, it then puts you into that mindset of, I worked today. I feel accomplished. I sat down. I wrote a page of material.
Anything, right?
Anything. I mean, and that's just a guide not only to acting, but also to life. Like, especially nowadays where like depression feels like it's trending.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I suffer with it as well. I think everybody does nowadays, especially, and not to, belittle anybody's experiences. I don't think that's even the right word for it, but half the battle, 90% of the journey is just showing up because it's so easy for us to talk ourselves into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think everyone has degrees of, I think depression comes with growth. You have to go into a depression to go up, right? It's just natural physics.
Exactly.
But if you make if you maybe use substances, I don't know, obviously you enhance the highs and lows and God bless you for that journey.
Yeah.
But,
and everybody's different. So it's like your journey is going to be different from everybody else's. And sometimes you need that. Sometimes, because some people do need that assistance. We were talking about it yesterday, the importance of therapy, talking to people, staying connected. Like I love my alone time, but it's the same thing as like carving out time for creativity, carving out the solitude so you can figure out your shit, but then also carving out the time where it's like, I need to surround myself with people who are going to help me get out of this funk. Because just talking about it sometimes can kind of, depower that, that
Well,
unmotivation.
that's why I probably said it, but that's why having friends and best friends are good. But the therapist is not biased, right? So they
Yeah,
have professional tools. So
exactly. No, that's why it's so important. But also just having the friends. But in this industry especially, I think Issa Rae said something in an interview once that always stuck with me. Like the secret to her success wasn't that she reached up vertically, it was that she reached out horizontally to her peers and they rose up together, like in the creation of her show Insecure, which, oh God, I love that show. I never got around to finishing it, but from what I did see of it, it was funny, it was clever, and it was so relatable. But like a lot of the people on the show and involved in the show and involved in her career path, it's people that she rose up with. So
and what
that's
a
how I stay
blessing.
motivated. Other people.
That's it. I mean, what a blessing. If you have chemistry with people, you have to. That's why you and me and Ovid were trying to figure something out, because if you have the energy with people, you have to ride that wave. And
Yeah.
it's awesome. And that's how you get creative too. If the universe is obviously bringing us together for whatever reason, right? So,
Are you
hello.
also into the woo woo?
Hell yeah, this is all about
Yeah.
the woo-woo.
It is the dawning of the age of Aquarius.
That's my rising sign. Are you Aquarius? What are you?
I am Sun in Aquarius,
And when's your birthday again?
February 9th.
It's coming up. Uh-oh.
I know, the end of my Jesus year. Oh my God.
I just finished mine. I mean, I'm in my mid-20s. Cast me, baby. Um,
No. I've decided I'm getting better with age, man.
Everyone is. I I'm attracted to 70 and up because the brain,
Yeah.
not physically necessarily, but I want to be best friends with mostly seniors. It's so strange. I'm like attracted to that energy, of intelligence. And no, and like younger people just don't understand how much these people have been through.
Exactly. Oh God, no. I mean, you can learn so much. Some of my favorite people, some of my dearest friends are seniors. I don't know. I also feel like it's important to just kind of have a gamut of like the full broad spectrum, because I love my young friends.
Oh, of course, right.
Because I worked with a lot of young people last summer and this past summer doing the theater company, and just the energy and enthusiasm that they brought to the table. I was like, oh, I can't keep up with you guys. But I felt like a million years old. But at the same time, it was just so inspiring to watch them work with their go-getter energy, but then also like working with some of my friends who were a little bit older and more grounded, and like, I have so much to learn from you.
And you do right, as you said, the young people you could learn so much from too. You can learn from everybody, right? Just
You can
open.
learn from everybody. That's the goal of being an actor, just being the eternal student.
Right, and that's what it always makes me think of Meisner, because mirroring. If you just mirror yourself, right, we're all reflections of each other. If you just keep mirroring yourself, you'll understand humanity better, and it's hard to grow through that, but it's always beneficial.
Yeah, no, it's a study in empathy, really,
Right.
which is so crucial because we're all attached to our little screens and nobody's looking each other in the eye anymore. And, people have conversations, but it's like, it's fun to observe them and be like, they're saying something, but they're not saying anything.
Right.
Whereas me, I'll sit down with a person and I'll be like, okay, so tell me about your childhood and your views on religion and politics. I want to know everything.
Yeah, I like how you and me go deep, like when we're hanging out, but it's more to the comedy of errors. That's how we kind of
Well, because
go.
it's all comedy.
Right.
The funniest thing in this world is tragedy.
Yeah, because it's the same energy, right? Just a different scale. Um,
Exactly.
I always ask my guests to bring a deep core enlightenment experience while we're on the subject of the woo.
Okay. I have a quote for you. This stems from, I know it's cheesy, but going back to the TCM love. Okay, so my favorite actress of all time is Bette Davis. I think she's just God. But I've loved her since, God, I don't even remember the first movie I saw her in. Maybe it was like The Man Who Came to Dinner, All About Eve, one of the classics. But my favorite movie of hers is now Voyager, which is such a cheesy movie. Oh my God, with that music. But the title of the movie comes from a short Walt Whitman poem that I just think is really beautiful. And it's called The Untold Want. And it goes, "The untold want, by life and land ne'er granted. Now, voyager, sail thou forth to seek and find." That's it.
Da, da, da.
I know. I just love that. I love that.
Wait, can you read it one more time?
It's called The Untold Want. "The untold want, by life and land ne'er granted. Now, voyager, sail thou forth to seek and find."
The untold want.
Mm-hmm.
So you think that, to go especially deep, the meaning of life is to discover. That's kind of along the lines, right?
To just always, again, like just be an eternal student. As
right.
They say, it's like the wisest thing is knowing that you know nothing and kind of surrendering yourself to the void. I think it's presumptuous when people think that, we take our lives, we commit ourselves to a certain knowledge base, theoretically. People become specialists in things and they become very wise and knowledgeable about certain fields. But at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, like there is so much out there. And to assume that you know everything by staying in one spot, by life and land ne'er granted, now voyager, sail thou forth to seek and find. Like, just continue. That's all you can do, because life is precious and short, and that's the secret, I think, to happiness, is to just keeping that childlike wonder.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I have short-term memory loss or something, so that makes me happy. Because I forget.
I already have senility at this point.
Yeah, but I think you and I may be blessed, if it's not really the negative aspect, if you and I could fluidly move through time without holding on to the bullshit. I think that's a blessing,
Yeah.
And as you get older, it's harder to not let go of it. But your job is to continue that innocence and to keep cleaning it up and just cleaning it up, like data dumping, or constant data dumping.
Always. You've got to think of yourself, continuing with the metaphors, you've got to think of yourself as an onion, and you just keep peeling off the rotten layers until you reach the level of a fresh spring bulb, and then you keep growing more and just keep peeling. I'm a big fan of metaphors.
Yeah, what else you got? You got another?
Well, we got to get on to another topic, and then I'll provide you with more metaphors. But
all right, let me pull you.
Bullshit stick.
Wait, let me go to singing, because that's cool. We were singing together yesterday. You sing. I know you sing.
Well, I sing now, or at least I'm learning to sing now. I never sang. I refused to sing because I always had my sister's voice in my head. "Stop singing! You sound like a frog." So I just never did. I was very
so that's your sister's character.
Sure. But no, I never sang, and like it always, the musical theater people always singing, the top Broadway hits all the time. It was just like, shut up. But now that I'm entering this world, I started singing lessons earlier this year.
Nice.
because speaking of having things on the fire, I've already signed the NDA, so I can't talk too much about it. But I've got a potential project in the future. I know. All I can say is that stay tuned. But I realized, I'm going to be involved in this potentially, because it's already gone through the lawyers and the copywriting and this and that. So it's like, who knows what's coming next?
What kind of project? You're killing me.
I can't say anything. I know, I'm killing me. I'm just like, I want to tell everybody about it because I know it's so cool.
Torture.
It's such torture. A friend of mine wrote a play that is a musical. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
That's perfect. Thank you.
And
let
there's
us know.
And there's a part that she included in there for me. She called me up and she was like, "And you're going to play this?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm all in. This sounds amazing. We're going to do a table read soon." So, yay. Very, very exciting. But I realized, if I'm going to be involved in this, I am actually going to have to probably learn how to sing. So she recommended her voice teacher to me, the wonderful Richard Barrett. Oh my God, this man. If you took Santa Claus, the Norse god Odin, and I don't know, that actor from Cocoon with the Southern accent, that would be this man. He is, and he's such a good teacher. I'm learning so much from him. Like he's gotten me singing like that. But yeah. So.
That's awesome. I can't wait to see it. Any other projects we should look out for? You write, right?
I'm attempting to write. I've been working on a play for, God, I think years now, I'm embarrassed to say. But it's still on the fire. I have a whole playlist for it to inspire me every so often.
Amazing.
Thank you. I love writing to music. I think Aaron Sorkin, I was watching one of his masterclass videos and he was like, sometimes I write a scene, like I'll listen to a song and I'll think, that would be really cool to have the scene in. It's like, so I'm not the only one who does that. So I aspire to one day finish this Fakakta play, and I don't know what I'd like to act in it, because one of the roles I've written specifically, I was like, I really want to play this role. But if it's the stars aren't aligned for that, if there's going to be a better actor, no, I'm going to write it for me. God damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'd love to produce my own show. It would be great.
I can't wait. So we got about 2 minutes if you want to say anything, any last...
Holy crap, that was an hour?
You didn't even need a show reel.
Oh my God. Christina, this has been a blast. I don't know.
I know.
Thank you so much for... I don't say this with me. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Good. I know we could talk for... You and I could talk for us yentas. But, but the podcast, if people are in the car now, is a good time, I think, for them.
I agree. I don't know what we did, the enlightening quote. We did my life history. We covered the directing and the producing and the singing. And I don't know. Do you have any questions? What do you want to know?
Maybe you can just come back in the future for a topic. Hot topics. All right. I would love to do hot topics. Oh, what was it? The Mike Myers one from SNL? Coffee talk. Coffee talk. Hell yeah. I mean, I have tea at the moment. Tea talk. The Civil War, neither civil nor a war. Discuss. Oh shit. Thank you, Julie. You're the best. I hope we work together next week. I really hope we work together next week too. To partner track. To background friends. Yeah. No, principal friends, my friends. To actor friends. Principal friends. actor, producers, whatever, right? We doing it.
The multi-hyphenate hat-wearing people. I don't look good in hats, guys.
I don't believe that.
Depends on the hat.
Thank you,
I
my
mean,
dear. I'll
oh,
take.
thank you, my dear.
Let's do something. Love you. Thank you. Thank you so
Until
much,
next
Julie.
time. Thank
Until next
you.
time.
Have a good night.
You too, my dear.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, thank you, everyone, for watching. I see you there. Oh, my favorites are joining. Hi, babies. The ping pong and coffee. Hey, babies. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Tune in next week for another chat with some cool, beautiful babies. And see you soon. Take care of yourself. Self-care as always.